Welcome to Teatro Marcello. This is an ancient Roman theater that predates the Colosseum by about 90 years, and apparently it also inspired its design. It was commissioned by Julius Caesar, but completed by his adopted son, Emperor Augustus. Now, Augustus had a beloved nephew called Marcellus, who unfortunately died when he was just 19 years old. Augustus was very attached to his nephew and had hoped that Marcellus would succeed him. His premature death left him heartbroken. It is said that he expressed his grief openly and that he had Marcellus honored as a god after his death. He named this theater in his honor. Later in the 15th century, above the ancient ruins of Teatro Marcello, the Orsini family erected Renaissance-era homes, which are still inhabited today, a perfect example where history and modern life still coexist. From Teatro Marcello, you'll head towards the Portico d'Ottavia, which you can already see from the theater and is just a minute walk. But before you continue, I want you to take a moment to stop and imagine this short path as it was during the time of Augustus. This wasn't just a simple walk, but a journey through the vibrant heart of ancient Rome. As you moved through the area, you would pass merchants selling their wares, street performers captivating the crowd, and just normal citizens deep in conversation. The area was also home to temples, where the faithful might pause for a prayer or a quick sacrifice before continuing on their way. You have reached Portico d'Ottavia. This is one of the most iconic landmarks in the Roman Jewish Ghetto. This location is a rich layer of history, having witnessed many transformations and historical events over the last 2,000 years. Now, the portico itself was built over an earlier structure by Augustus. We're talking about the same emperor who had recently dedicated the Teatro Marcello to his nephews, Marcus Claudius Marcellus, who was the son of Augustus' sisters, Octavia. So Augustus named the portico in her honor, or in Octavia's honors. Just think that at the time the portico was built, Octavia was still mourning the loss of her son, Marcellus. This brings us to around the year 27 BC. What remains today is a portion of the long portico that once connected to the Teatro Marcello. Now, try to envision this area in ancient Rome as a cultural hub, home of two libraries, one dedicated to Greek works and the other to Latin. Now, let's fast forward to the Renaissance area, around the 1500s. The area around the Portico d'Ottavia became the site of the Roman Ghetto. This is when Pope Paul IV issued a decree that forced the Jewish population of Rome to live within a walled-off section of the city, which was located in the area near the Portico d'Ottavia. As you walk through the streets of what were once part of the ghetto, you will see a few little churches, including the most famous one called Sant'Angelo in Pescheria. Now, you will wonder why churches in a neighborhood that the Pope designed just for Jewish people. So here is a story behind it that I find both unique and fascinating. The Pope wanted to segregate the Jewish community in this area, but not without the hope of converting them to Christianity. In fact, on Saturdays, the population was often forced to attend these churches and listen to the predicate, or forced sermons. It is said, however, that the Jewish attending these sermons would wear wax earplugs and close their eyes so that they could nap without having to hear to the sermons. Another very sad event took place here, in this square in front of the Portico of Ottavia. On October 16, 1943, over 1,200 Jews were raided in their homes, gathered in this square, and sent to concentration camps. Only a few survived and returned. Notice the stone on the wall that commemorates this tragic event. Take a stroll through this neighborhood and you will notice an unusual stillness. a quiet reminder of the suffering and resilience that has marked this place over the centuries. In front of some of the homes you will notice shiny brass plaques. These plaques have inscribed the names of members of the families and mark the last place they lived before the deportation to Auschwitz, from where they never came back. Enough with the sad stories. If you enjoy great local cuisine and unique homemade sweets, this area is full of excellent restaurants and pastisseries. The one pastry shop you absolutely must try is the oldest in the neighborhood, Pescheria Boccione. You have to taste their cake made with visuals, which are wild sour cherries, and ricotta cheese. There is usually a line to get into this small shop, but this is one of the few times I'll wait without complaining too much. It is well worth it.